appreciate Billy and Eva. They've been a lot to us through these years, and I held a revival back in the old church when it was where it started. Brother and Sister Hancock are dear friends. They became our friends when we pastored in Quinlan, and he founded this church, which was Central Assembly, right out of downtown Greenville, in an old Church of Christ. And I held a revival there for Brother Paul Clark when he pastored there. And after I had moved to Plano, we've spent 4.5 years in Plano and almost 52, in Quinlan, and almost 52 in Plano. And so something like 56 years or a little better in pastoring Assembly of God churches. And just two, and this kind of seems the way my son is headed, I don't know. But he pastored 4 years in Bogota. And I preached for him on a Sunday morning on his 4th anniversary. And then that afternoon he said, "Daddy, just thought I'd better tell you, I'm resigning tonight." I said, "You're doing what?" He said, "I'm resigning. I feel like God's through with me here." I said, "Where are you going, son?" "I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I just feel like," and I can play with that. That's the same thing happened to me at Quinlan. Just woke up one day and I said, it's time to leave. God's through with me. It's time. Where was I going? I didn't know for sure.
He did give me a little fatherly advice that afternoon. That he leaned across my desk and said, "Son, you need a place to preach, and these people need a pastor." And so he wanted to make sure I was that I knew what he was doing. I knew what I was going to do.
That's the main thing. Well, I don't think it was hardly 2 weeks that you were called to come here. But
Yes.
Isn't that marvelous how God works? Amen. Well, mine didn't happen like that. I went back to Mesquite. We stored all our furniture. Went back to Mesquite, our home church, First Assembly, 522 South AVI. Human Hood, the pastor. Brother Hood led me to that altar when I found the Lord. I dearly loved him. I worked with him there in the church. And Brother Hood baptized me in the old Mesquite Lake. And we didn't have a baptistry back in those days. Kind of like when I first went to Plano. We didn't have a baptistry. And we would go to Wiley. Our dear friend, late R.D. Nance, pastored the church there, and was just like a daddy to us. And we loved Brother Hood and Brother Nance. They were buddies. They were buddies. They were almost opposites in so many ways. But they were, for years, every summer, they went on vacation together. And they would have some of the greatest arguments. We was downtown in a Dallas section business meeting, and when it was over, we was at the, what was it, B&B Cafe down there. Something, I can't think what first name, something B&B Cafe. And so they were really having a discussion, and Brother Nance said, "Help me out, all good?" And I said, "Well, that's my pastor and you're my friend. I'm staying out of this." And so I didn't get in or try to help either one of them. But when it was all over, as usual, there was no problem. They loved one another dearly and stood by as good friends right on down till Brother Nance passed away and Brother Hood. So we just appreciate all of God's blessings. But Brother Hancock has been a very precious friend. We stay in touch with him, talk to him usually about once a week. And recently I went down and we stayed several days down Texarkana with him and went to church with Brother Brankel's and enjoyed the services there.